I'm Philippa and I currently am studying a maths PhD. I got my results on the Thursday and I was really upset with that, so decided to mope for the day and then rang up the clearing line on the Friday, and it was the first person I spoke to was like, just give me some information. I answered all the questions and then she went for a couple of minutes to see if John Moores could offer me a place, and that's when she come back and was like, we're happy to have you join us in September. So after speaking to her, I was so happy that I'd actually managed to sort out a place at university. Like, I did have one anyway with UConn, but I didn't want to go there in the end. So I was happy that I didn't have to move out of the city. And she put my mind at ease in so many different ways that, like, it wasn't a big chore. It wasn't like I was an inconvenience. I wasn't like letting anyone down by going through clearing. And speaking to the people from John Moores on the phone was so much nicer than speaking to other people, because some of the other universities I spoke to were like, well, it's your fault you're there, so what do you want us to do about it? They weren't helpful at all. So having someone nice on the other end of the phone put my mind at ease and made me feel like I'd not let anyone down and less of a failure. When you tell people that you've got into university, no one actually really mentions that they got in through clearing. That's normally an afterthought, that after you've known someone for months and months, you're like, oh, by the way, I got in through clearing. And it's all like hush hush and no one actually talks about it. And I think that's partly down to the way universities are like talked about in schools. So if the misconception of what actually is an important university or a good university was taken away, people wouldn't feel as bothered about needing to go through clearing. And it's a service that's offered, so why should it be like ignored and thought of with stigma and things? Through LJMU, I've been able to go to different conferences, to talks. I've been a student advocate, I've been a course rep, worked on the open days. Like, if there's been an opportunity, I've probably jumped at it. And like, I couldn't be happier where I am. So didn't know at the time when I started the maths degree, there wasn't a master's course offered, and then that was brought out, so I did that. And then after that, through studying that, I seen an opportunity to do a PhD, and I'm just asked about it, and I'm 6 months into it now. So I wouldn't have thought this like 5 years ago. It's took me where I want to be, but I didn't know I wanted to be there at the time. So originally I wanted to join the RAF, and had I have gone to the university that I originally applied to, I probably would have gone down that path, because I wouldn't have asked other questions and other things wouldn't have been shown to me. But having come to John Moores, I've seen other things and I've done other things, so now I'm where I'm meant to be, doing what I want to do. I love doing what I do. Genuinely, yeah, like, it's going to sound really cringy, but like, that phone call has completely changed everything, and I couldn't be happier like to be in John Moores. So I say this to everybody when they're on about doing A-levels and things, like, it doesn't matter if you've got to go through clearing, because you'll end up where you're meant to end up, doing what you're meant to do. It's not seen as I think it's seen as like you get what's left and that's it, but it's really not. Like, I didn't think maths would have been offered. It is. I did it, and I'm doing a PhD now, so. Yeah, definitely. I think more of an effort needs to be put into it by schools as well, because that's where the majority of the problem comes from. It's not from the universities themselves, but if people just seem happier that it's there and to take it on board, as opposed to like, well, if you don't do well, you've got to go through clearing. Like, it's not a big deal. It's something that's offered to help, so why not make the most of it? You'll find where you're meant to be, and it will work out in the end. It might seem like a bit of a pain, but no journey is straightforward, and it's the twists and turns that like make you who you are. And as cringy as that sounds, like, that's the genuine truth.